Hey guys, welcome to the third tutorial of this series, and now we are going to continue the data types in Python. So we initially in the previous video saw about integers, float and string data types. Now we will see some important data types. Those are a list, tuple and a dictionary. So let's start with list. So generally we declare a list within a square bracket. So this is an empty list. So if you see here, if I just declare like this, it is an empty list. A list can contain any number of elements, and those elements can be of any data type. It can be a string, float, integer and etc. So let's type something. So I am typing here a list of string. Sorry, I am typing a list of string here. So now this my list is a variable of data type list contains four elements of a string. So if I have to print, if I now print this, you see what it prints. So let me print it my list. Yes. So if I run this command, you can see my elements are getting printed. So in case I have to access any particular element, I can just put the index of that element within a square bracket. So this index you have to remember, or it's just a basic knowledge that the indexing in most of the programming languages starts with 0. So this element is takes the 0th place, first place, second place and third place. So if I put here 0, so let me put 1, you can see the two string getting printed. So I can see the two string getting printed. So in case you need strings from 2, and in case you have to access the last string, that is that is 4, you can put -1. So if I run this command, you can see the last one. So this will be -1, -2, -3 and -4. This is called negative indexing. So next you can also access strings from between 2. So now I just have 4. Let me add some more. um, so now I have 6 elements here. So I need the elements from the first index to the fifth index. So if I put here like, sorry, if I put 1 to 5, so my the output of this will contain the element from 1 2 3 and 4. So it's see 1 2 3 and 4. So 4 indexes it's showing. You can see that it has left the fifth one. So while putting like this, it will include the first index and leave out the last index. So next you can, if you need values from 1 to till the end, you can just leave it out as empty. Or if I need from second place to last, you can leave that as empty. You can see 0 1 2 from here until the end it is getting printed. So there are some of the ways, so some of the functions to perform, like we generally use append function in our program. So let me show it to you. Let me assign a variable called um, 7. So I'm using just only string, so let me use number here. So I'm assigning a number here, and now I'm going to append it to my string. So my list dot append, and inside this append I'm going to put this variable x. You can also put 7, but I'm assigning this variable x. So now if I run this command and print my list, so I will show you another thing also. So I'm going to print my list 2 times, before appending and after appending. So Python runs in line by line. So first it will process the first line, then the second line, third line. So in that manner, the Python runs. So while running this command, it will show the initial output, that is this one. So after processing this, it will show the output. While running this ninth line, it will show the final output. So let's see. So you can see here, we have appended this 7 in at the last. So while in case of append, the values get added only in the last place. So there is another way of adding, that is insert. So if I have to insert any value, I can insert, like I can give the index and insert. So my list dot insert, I have to give two values here. First, first argument will be the index of the place. So let me add it to the first index. So in the first index place, I want to add 1. So this one is number and this one is what do you say, index. So let me run this and I will show you. Print my list. Okay, let me run this. So you can see here in the first index place, this number 1 is added. So if I change this to if I change this to 200, or let me add a string here. So I'm adding a string 1.5. So if I run this, so you can see here in the first index, this 1.5, that string is getting added. So these are some of the ways, some of the things that you should know about what do you say, list. So there's something called tuple. Tuple is nothing but the same list with a this bracket. So while doing the one thing that varies from tuple and the list is, you can change values in list, but in case of tuple you can't change the values. The values are permanent. So once I have declared my my tuple tuple here, so let me call this as an any variable, say x. So I am declared a tuple called x here, and which has these values. So I can access them in the same way I access list. So print x of say 1, it will give the same value, which is 2. So in, but what you can't do is, you can't either append or insert anything. So if you see, if I put append here, you can naturally see it is not showing any suggestion. So if I need to append something called 1, so 1, let's me call, do the same thing. If I'm going to append 7, you can see attribute error, tuple object has no attribute. So it is automatically taken this close brackets as a tuple, and this tuple has no append or insert thing. So you can, what you can all do is, you can just access the element and use it. So in your program or project, if you need any group of data that need not to be changed or need to be permanent, you can use tuple. So let me loop. So if you run this, it will get printed. So you can, like this, you can loop it, and you can use the datas of the tuple. The next is dictionary. So let me go fast, I think. So you declare dictionary in flower bracket. So you, the dictionary, the main thing of dictionary is, you can give your own index name, that is, we call it here as keys and values. So let me give an example. So sorry. So if you see here, this is a key, name is a key, and this name Madi is a value, and I have to put comma between every element here in the same way. So if you see here, I have declared some of the I have created a dictionary, and now I can perform various functions to access these things. So let me start with how do I print. So let me dict off. If I give any of the, so if in this x the value Madi will get saved. So if I print this, you can see it by yourself. So Madi is getting printed. How is this working? So dict of this key is getting printed here. So the value of this name is Madi. It is getting printed here. You can also use another method called uh, dot get. So instead of, so let me just remove all this. So I can put dic detect dot get and put the key here. So let's see what, I think it will show the same result. Yes, it's showing the same result. You can also loop out and get the values alone. So how do you do that for I in dict? So for you I will talk about loops later when we go into deep into the playlist. Now let me show you for I in dict, this dict is this. So and what I'm going to say is print dict of I for every value in dict, print dict of I. So let's see what it is showing. I wish it doesn't. Okay, as I said before, the values alone is getting printed here. So you can also assign it to a variable and use it in your workflow. So these are some of the things that you should know about the data types. You can also check the print length of. So as I said before, so it is showing we have three numbers. So you can use this len to check your number of elements. You can use this in tuples and also in your list. So you can ask why this len will be useful, because now we are handling only little amount of data. So once we get deep down, we have to handle with big data. That time these things will be useful. So with this I'm concluding the data types of data types in Python. So if you have any doubt, you can mention it in the comment section. Next tutorial will be on condition statements and looping. So kindly stay tuned and subscribe this channel. Thank you.